the hell's wrong with this thing today? Testing 1, 2, 3. Video, audio, testing 1, 2, 3. No idea what's happening here. Are we up or are we not up? Are we back? Yes, okay. No idea, guys, if this is from my end or Twitch's end or whatever. I'm really sorry. No idea. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. All right. Anyway, it's all been prepped. Now it's time to get some bloody work done. Can the camera see what I'm doing? Should I zoom out, zoom in? Let's do both. Let's start with the zoom out so you can see the overall view. Do the wave, yeah, right. Okay, let's get to work here. Okay. Yeah, very nice. I don't know if it's going to be able to show you this to you because it's such a delicate embossing. I don't really know if it's going to be visible on the camera. Almost not, certainly not. What we have here is an embossing now. Picture by Katsuchika Hokusai, carving by David Bull, and printing by Yamamoto Shun. And it's the first time he's got his name on some of these prints. I wonder if I put this in, if it'll help. I don't know if we can see it. I don't think it's going to be visible down at that end. Anyway, it's there. Trust me, it's there. I gotta get going. This was supposed to be finished. These prints have to be shipped. We've got to start notifying people who have ordered them. There must be a way to get this visible for you. No? I'm working under the sun, under the light there. Can you see it? Let me zoom in. I think it's sort of visible. Here we are. There it is, up at the top. It's Katsuchika Hokusai, carving Bull, David, printing Yamamoto Shun. Okay, now let's try and get in touch with what's happening on the stream here. Questions, stuff. What do we see here? Actual wood blocks that is used to make the prints. We ourselves don't sell the actual blocks. It's our capital. Once we've carved something, of course, it's very important to us, very valuable to us. But every day here in Japan, people that follow auctions, Yahoo auctions here in Japan. There's no eBay here in Japan. Auctions are handled by Yahoo auctions. And every day there are old wood blocks coming up. These are not things like, the original wood blocks for the Great Wave or something. That sort of thing does not happen. But every day on Yahoo auctions, a different selection of wood blocks comes up. Sometimes there's a workshop that's closed and abandoned, or it might be blocks from an old temple where they were printing sutras or something. Every day. So it's all in Japanese, but if you're trying to find wood blocks, go to one of those websites that allows you to look at Japanese auctions but done in English. There's a whole bunch of them. Search for English access to Yahoo auctions. And the word you want to search for is hangi, H-A-N-G-I, hangi. And most of them are not so expensive because there's so much of that stuff available. So you can, you can look for some on auctions. As I said, we don't sell the blocks, but there are there are lots of them out there. Yeah, the blue blotter here is moist. It's just water. I'm not soaking the paper. Just a little touch. Make it damp. This paper is very, very thin. Little touch to get it damp. There's no way that would be enough moisture to actually make a print, but it's enough to get the surface dampened to allow me to do this. This is also the first batch of Great Wave prints that's finished after I touched up the key block. We were talking about this in stream about 3 weeks ago or so, before the end of the year. I had the key block back here because I wanted to check it over. I wanted to make a video about it. I wanted to see how it was going. And at the time, Yamamoto-san and I talked about this, and there was a couple of places up in the bow of this boat here, over on this boat, this on a piece of wood that moves across. He was having real trouble because pigment was starting to blot in a couple of these places, there and here and in these oars. So I put the block under the microscope and I lightly opened up and cleaned up a few places. Also the tip of the mountain, it had been hit a bit too much with the printing tool. So this is the first batch of prints come up after that tiny bit of block repair we did. I'm going to keep one of them here myself with a notation on this. It's sort of Mark II of this print. I don't know what to say. People in the future are interested about it. When the blocks change, they're going to think it's a different set of blocks or something. So we're going to sort of document what we're doing here. These changes are nothing that anybody at the consumer level would be able to be visible about. But we can tell slight differences. What am I using to do the embossing? It's not a strip of tape, it's a piece of polymer plate. We were showing people at the beginning of the stream. Let's do a quick run because of all the new people who have joined. I have a polymer printing plate. We've got a master copy here with a bunch of different. The orange part that you see there, orangey yellow part, is raised up. This is a polymer printing plate for offset work. If you can see the three-dimensional aspect of it. And that's just taped onto the board here. So this is bumpy. It's a very lightly, in the old days it was metal type. This is a polymer plate. It's not laser etched, it's on all. It's the same kind of plate that you saw me using last week when I did the lettering on this year's prints. Remember, I was doing lettering with oil-based ink? This is exactly the same kind of plate that we use for that. Now, there's a second stage to the work this morning. These are, like I said, 60 sheets or so to get the name on. But once I'm finished putting the name on, I'm not finished with the prints. What I have to do is I've got to go through each one. Of course, we're going to check and make sure the printing is okay, although he's probably already culled the badly printed ones. But before I can send these out, we have to go through and we have to do some surgery. And almost every sheet has problems with the paper. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you this. Here we go. Here's one. I don't know if it's going to show if I get this up to the camera. Let's try this. Inside the paper, do you see next to my finger here? I'm just going to focus this closely. There's a piece of what we call in Japanese chiri. It's bark. The perfect system is they take all the bark out of the paper mulberry and just leave the white fibers. But in practice that doesn't happen, and there's lots of places where we've got a chunk of bark. And if it's hidden in a dark area like this, it doesn't matter, but hid in the sky, it's really exposed. That one's not too bad, but some of them are much more visible. So I've got to go through the whole batch here once I've finished embossing these, and then try and do some surgery under the microscope here to take out any visible chunks of bark. We get prints returned, I've had over the last year or so, a couple of years that we've been doing this great wave. There's been maybe 4 or 5 people who have returned them because they thought there was too much bark in the paper. And I get it. I would like it to be 0. But unfortunately, we don't get 0. This is nice embossing today. No rust specks, my God, I think we've killed that. All of us here now and all of our printers have been, we have a very strong water filter now upstairs for our own printers. And both, Kubota-san and Yamamoto-kun, they're told absolutely no tap water anymore, period. And if they are doing what I told them, they're using, bottled water from the supermarket. We haven't seen any problems with this. There's another piece of bark. You can probably see it. Rust specks. That was such a disaster. God, after a year of waiting for the print. The private supply of mulberry. Yes and no. In the early stages, that's going to be worse because we're buying the mulberry partway along through the process. It's got the outer bark torn off, but it hasn't got the black and white bark totally separated. That job happens at the paper maker's workshop. So the reason why we're having so many problems with the bark is not that the mulberry suppliers have been doing a bad job. It's that the people who do the paper making, they pull out the last bit of chiri just before they rock the paper. And that's where they've been falling down. They're really short of labor. They're pressed with demands. And they're the ones who have been letting too much bark through the process. So from here on in, when we receive our own supply of bark, it'll be about next week, I think. That still has a lot. When we receive our own supply of mulberry next week, that has a lot of bark still in it. And the reason we're hoping that things are looking better is that the different paper maker we're working with is much, much, much stricter about the bark. And every single sample we've received from him over the past year that we've been working and testing and doing trials together, every single sample has been pretty much 100% bark free. And if I was a cynical guy, I would say that whatever, that's what they've been doing to try and get our business. And once it's all up and running, it might not be so nice if I was cynical. But no, I think this guy is trying to do the best job he possibly can. So the new paper that's going to be arriving, and actually it arrives tomorrow, the first batch. The new paper that's going to be arriving, I think, is going to be pretty much 100% bark free. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. This next year, 2018, is going to be such a revolution for us, you know. You guys don't know the half of it. I can't tell you stuff. I've got an NDA that I'm not allowed to break. Ah! What's today? Today's the 18th. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. News, news, news. Barking up the wrong tree, yeah. News, news, news. Nah, so much stuff going on. The mulberry supply, the paper supply. The big change in 2 weeks. Ukiyo-e Hero Series 2, it's coming back to life. So cool. I showed a snapshot on Facebook yesterday. The first batch of boss sprints, they look so good. Sugi-san has done such a wonderful job. They're in the freezer still right now. She'll be taking them out and drying them because we have to emboss them. The same embossing job that I'm doing right now. Sugi-san will be doing it today on her first bunch of boss prints. And then we'll be shipping them, well, it won't be today, we'll be shipping them tomorrow over to Jed for signing and sealing. What? Am I breaking down? I tell you, I'm tired. I'm a bit jet lagged still, actually. No, I was in Canada all last week and I have no idea, my body has no idea what time it is. And the amount of work just surrounding, there's stacks and stacks of stuff surrounding my bench as we sit here. I don't even know what to do, where to start. Cameron's been really good. He's taken a bunch of stuff off me. And it's plus and minus. I saw he was at my computer yesterday and he's just answering emails for me. There's just so many emails stacked up. And he stepped in and he answered a bunch yesterday. People that were showing me prints they made and all kinds of stuff. And Cameron just grabbed the computer while I was doing a print party and he just started answering people. You know. It's just kind of overload, you know. Do we have apprentices? No, there's no apprentice structure anymore. I know, long story, you know. We need more printers, desperately need more printers, but we have no structure in place to train people from the beginning. And the problem is, you know, whatever the numbers are. I don't know the exact numbers. I'm going to make this up. But you start 10 people, and one of them will turn out to be okay and usable. And the money you spent on the other 9, however long it takes, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year, before it turns out that they're no good, we have neither the time or the resources to do that. So at the moment, what we're doing is stumbling along with our own staff, trying to pick up as much as we can the resources of outside printers. And then on top of that, what we've done is we started networking to try and identify printers who were well trained but who left the business. And 2 of the ones we have working for us now, Kanai-san and Suga-san. Suga-san's the one who just finished that boss fights thing. They're from this group. They worked for another printing company some years ago. Suga-san, it was like 15 years ago. She worked for them, got good basic training, and then left. The work was too difficult, or not enough money, or too much stress from the boss, who was a screamer, whatever. And through the network of searching for these people, we found her. She agreed to come back for a trial, and now she's happy upstairs. So that's the sort of way we're trying to get in the side door here. To be able to train people from zero, you need an established, flourishing workshop with people at different levels, busy with all different kinds of jobs. And the young trainees slot into this and watch and pick up from the other workers. They start with simple jobs, and the workshop gradually gives them step-by-step busier jobs. But we don't have simple jobs. We've just got complex, difficult prints. This was part of the instigation for making this year's subscription series quite a bit simpler, to provide work for people who are going to think about coming here to learn it. I'm showing uptime at this end of 22 minutes and 53 seconds. Does that match, I guess? I don't know. Oh, something else I'm supposed to do today on the stream. The lottery, not lottery, what do we call it? I'm picking names and stuff. I know, oh God, I forgot. The stream we did before I went to Canada, the 3-hour stream, making the print live in front of everybody. We ended up with 9 good prints. No, what did I say? 9, 10, 11. I made 11. 2 of them were not acceptable, to be passed out. I want to keep 1 for myself. Which brings it down to 8. Then there's 3 people I have to pass prints to. It was the, can I use the word obligation? The obligation prints. The bot developer, my God, I've forgotten. There was the 3 people I owe prints to. The bot developer. Oh yeah, the young man doing the link between our Facebook page and the blog, and then the young man who set up the fan page. Those 3 people get one automatically. So that leaves 5. And I think what we said on the stream was that we will go back to the question box, and people who had asked a question during that stream and in the intervening time, we would put all those names in a hat and draw 5 of them to get those prints. And I set that up last night. I'm not quite sure how to do it. I have an account over at a place that's called random.org. And they allow you to take a file of, say, email addresses, drop it in, and then ask them out of those list of addresses, pick 5. And they do their randomizing shuffle, and they come back with, here's the 5 that our random number generator has picked. And I'm set up over there to do that. So actually, maybe we should do that. Or maybe I should wait till Cameron gets here. Let's do that. Let me wait a few minutes till Cameron shows up today. I can keep working. And while I'm working, Cameron can do that draw, because we've got the email addresses already, people who sent an email to the question box. So hang on a few minutes. What's Dave doing? Streaming. Right. So, okay, should we try and show the embossing again? Okay, let me do one more. The blue pad is moisture. I'm moistening the paper. Next step is I'm rubbing it over an embossing plate. What we've got here, the prints need to be embossed with the name of the designer, the carver, and the printer. Let's try and zoom in again, eh? It seemed to work last time. Let's zoom up. It's so bright, that light. There we are. We got it, right? And it's Katsushika Hokusai. Pictures designed by Hokusai. Hori Buru Davido. Hori Buru. Carving Bull David. And then the printing on this one. Can we see that? Forget about that bright light. Suri Yamamoto Shun. And the printer of this batch is young Yamamoto. He's been working with our printer Kubota-san for a year or so, and he's now out on his own, so we're allowed to use his name now for the first time. So although Yamamoto-san has been printing these for us for a half a year or so, this is the first batch now that will have his name visible on them. Up to now, we've been using his master's name, Kubota Kenichi. Horiburu, ne, what a great name. I should take Japanese citizenship just so I can get to use that. Coloring on this print, though, I see people are mentioning it. The coloring, not everybody is happy with what I've done with this print. The coloring on this, the modern people who are making copies of this here are almost all doing it a different way. They're making a deeper, pinker blue and pinker color in the sky, and they're using a much warmer kind of blue in the sea. It's quite a different appearance. I've gone back to what I think is closer to the original, plus I've used my public domain license to be able to do what I think should be done with this print as a publisher. And I've made my version very cold as opposed to the modern ones, which are warm and friendly and happy. And nearly all the old ones you see are what I think is cold. And there's a real question mark as how much they've faded and how much their colors have been preserved or whatever. It's very, very difficult to understand. And I'm convinced that when this print was first published, going by the design, these boats in this vicious sea, I'm convinced this print was not supposed to be a happy, friendly, warm-toned print. I think it should be a scary, vicious print. You fall in that sea, you're dead. So I've made mine with a very cold, cool bunch of blue. And the storm looks like a storm instead of a friendly, happy sky. And I've had feedback, I've had blowback on that. Some people want it, you know, Dave, why isn't your sky as warm as the ones in the new ones, you know? But I'm going to stand by my decision on this, you know. I think this is not a happy print. I think it should be scary. I heard the question box. In fact, I think now there was one 10 or so minutes back, but I didn't catch it. Just a sec. I think there's something in the question box. There are indeed things in the question box. 2. Somebody's asking about this print. Is this available right now? And I'm sorry, the prints we're doing, the embossing I'm doing right now on today's Great Waves, these prints are sold. We've been out of stock now for about 6 weeks on these. And during that 6 weeks, we've had 180 some, I don't know exactly how many, nearly 200 requests for this. So we have a waiting list for these prints that has been building up and building up and building up. So if I get, for example, say 50 prints from this batch today, I'm not sure, whatever, Cameron this afternoon will be writing an email to the first 50 prints in our waiting list, first 50 people in our waiting list. So we're chewing through the waiting list in order of people who, you know, of people coming onto it. So if you do have an interest in this print, if you want to get it, go to mokuhankan.com/hokusai. You'll see the waiting list there. Put your name on the list. It doesn't mean it's an order. It simply means put your name on the list and let me know when it's ready. And when it's ready, you might say, no, I don't want it. It's okay. So it's not an order. Don't worry. But if you are interested in getting onto the waiting list, mokuhankan.com/hokusai. You'll see a page there. Is somebody going to link this for me? Put your name on the list. So the person who's asking today, can they buy this today? I'm sorry, no. These are all sold, I guess, unless all 180 people say no thank you, no thank you, no thank you, which is not going to happen. The other question is interesting. The next question is waiting here. I won't mention any names. Somebody's saying, if they have clammy hands, would that be a hindrance for doing this kind of a work, printmaking work, as a profession or as a hobby or whatever? And that's interesting. I'm not quite sure how to answer. My own skin, my own hands are very, very dry. And when I pick up sheets of paper and mess with them, I don't leave, you know, visible sweat marks and stuff on the paper. If I was looking for hiring a printer here and you know, shook hands with them and it was sticky and wet, I would be thinking, this is not such a good thing for a printer. You know, whatever acids and stuff are in your hand, if they transfer to the paper, it's going to be not good news for that print. So I'm not sure. I have no experience personally, but yeah, if your hands are wet and sticky, whatever, all the time, it would not be a good thing for the longevity of these prints. If you're just interested in doing this as a hobby and enjoying it and playing with it, then who cares? You know, go for it. But as a professional printer, I'm not quite sure. I'm sorry. It certainly wouldn't stop you actually doing the job. Great Wave Command, yeah, whatever. Hokusai request, there's the page, yeah. So somebody's asking, how was Canada? Canada was okay. It was very fast. I had to get back to Japan quickly. So my family was a bit disappointed I couldn't stay there longer. But yeah, I got round to see everybody one by one by one. Spent some time with my mother at my mother's place. My daughters, my 2 grandsons. My second daughter, she's going to pop a baby soon. She's on the same schedule actually as Ayumi-san, the young girl working here who's having a baby. They're both due in April. So that was kind of the family big news. We all got a scare the second to the last night I was there. I was out for dinner with my daughter and her husband, pregnant daughter. And they dropped me off at my mother's place and went home. And she called me about a half an hour later. And when they arrived at their house, there had been a shooting. This is Vancouver, Canada, not New York. There had been a shooting, and there's innocent bystanders were killed in some kind of drug shootout, and it happened on the street corner outside my daughter's house. So she's really a bit upset about this. If she'd have been home, it happened just before they got there. So if she hadn't dropped me off at my mother's place, like, she could have been caught in the crossfire. This is Vancouver. That's insane. I mean, my kids have been bugging me now for a few months. Dad, get back to Canada because North Korea is going to blow up Japan and you're going to die in a nuclear holocaust, Now I'm now telling her, no, get over here to Japan. I'm not going to die in a drug shootout, which is more likely, So I don't know. That was really disturbing news. There was another question there, wasn't there? Back to the question box. Yes, another question. Do you think that you could show us sometime the tools you got from Ito Susumu? Actually, no, I can do it right now. The tools, Susumu-san's tools, Ito-san's tools, are sitting in a box. I keep them in a drawer right next to me. So should we get sidetracked for a minute? The question was about the tools that I received from Ito-san the carver. That famous knife that I'm not able to use. It's right here. I keep it right beside me. I haven't used it. I will never use it. As I mentioned in another video, I sometimes sharpen my own knife now, sort of like this, soft and gentle. So it's not a question of, I think that video we left off, when will I ever be able to use this knife? I'm not going to use this one because I don't want to break it, but I have, over the years, started to sharpen my own knives, gentler and gentler and more delicate. But even now, looking at this, holy crap, not yet, not yet. I don't know how close I can get without this camera going out of focus. Is it going to focus or not? Come on, camera, focus on this. I don't want to mess with the focus because once we get it set, whatever. There is a picture on my website with extreme close-up photographs of this. There's a page on my website. If you go to the encyclopedia, it's woodblock.com. Somebody can find this for me. Woodblock.com. Down at the bottom of the front page, there's an encyclopedia section, and in there is an old page showing close-up pictures of these prints that I received from Ito-san's wife after he died. And you can see this. I don't know if you can see. See the way it's worn? Look at this. He must have, when he made this when he was younger, and over so many years, his fingers, you're talking about your fingers on the back here like this. His finger would rub so much, chut, 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 rub, chut, chut, chut. It's rubbed the wood into a hollowed shape. That's what you get when you work for 60 years at one job, And lots of them too, you can see there's a knockoff at the back where it's gone on the sharpening stone. He's right-handed, I'm left-handed, so from him right-handed, it would have gone on the sharpening stone like this to be sharpened. And that's knocked at an angle at the back. And he doesn't use the metal ferrule, he used shamisen string to tie this thing. And this would have to be opened and pulled out and retied. They're cool, you know, very, very cool. I will never use these tools. They shouldn't be used, I don't think, but they should be talked about and shown. That's the little cap he made for it so that he could protect it. No idea what year the newspaper is. Yeah, maybe, whatever, a special stream one day. We need a bit of a camera, a bit of a special camera setup so that we could zoom in and focus. Those are the main tools I got from him, his wife. But while he was alive, he gave me another one. He gave me this. You've seen this on the stream all the time. This is the one I use with the Persuader. This also came from Ito-san. And then later, when his daughter came, the episode in that video where they showed me his TV block, his daughter came and there was another box of tools and they had found still more. So these happened after the fact, and there's more. You can see, look at this, worn wood. What a wonderful collection. My God, what a wonderful collection. They're so light, delicate. They're treasures, you know, treasures. We're trying to get to the stage where we ourselves can have a kind of a, not a museum collection, but we're trying to build a situation where we have a study room where we keep things like those old TV blocks and these old tools, and we can show and tell about them. I hope we can get our business established to a large enough scale that we can do that. Okay, sorry about this distraction, guys. Zoom back out. Where's Cameron? I want to do that drawing thing. Where do I keep my TV block? It's right here. Just a sec. It's too many distractions today. I got jobs to do, guys. Hang on. We're sitting at my carving bench, and right behind me here, I have my own TV block. This has been in use now for, my God, 20 years or so, I guess. I have no idea. It's a reproduction. I was making this design, and it's in my Surimono album set. Maybe the Surimono album set I made in the year 2000 or so. And I had been just frustrated by the TV people, so I said, okay, I got to do it. And I made got another piece of wood. This is an old piece of wood. Pasted the hunched on it. And over the time, you know, when TV is here, you don't get much done, but you just get like a little piece. So this has actually been, whatever, 50 different TV companies shown. You just carve a little bit. So this will be my, looking at how much there is still to go, this will be my final TV block, I'm sure. So, my kids will give it to somebody. Here's Dave's TV block. Oh my God! The chain goes on. The chain goes on. Have I thought about doing hook-size 36 views of Mount Fuji in its entirety? No, because I don't think it has enough artistic value. I don't think it's worth the insane amount of work it would take to do it. There's no reason for it. Here we go. Here's Cameron. I hope. New batteries. Do you hear?
morning.
Good morning. You're late. Not late, but later than we want.
Oh,
there's work to do. Come here.
I didn't know.
No, you didn't know. I didn't mention it. I didn't even think about it until just now, actually.
Good morning.
I'm doing the embossing on this thing. The
Yeah.
stuff from Yamamoto Sound.
Right.
And in yesterday's stream, I was promising that the drawing for those prints, the prints we made the other day,
yes.
I would do that. So I did the prep last night.
Okay.
And we need to do it now. And the best thing is to wait till you get here. So.
Oh. So I've made everyone wait in suspense.
No, I think they've forgotten about it too. Whatever. Actually, there's email for you. Account page links. There's a ton. You sent those emails yesterday?
Yeah.
There's just whatever. There's tons.
It's good.
Tons. It's good. Good.
Yeah.
You can explain what that is once you get the
Yeah. Should I use that computer then? Or
yeah, let's do it the usual way here,
Okay.
because just a sec. Let me get. If we can move this thing without
Carefully.
breaking the stream. Like we had real trouble at the beginning of the stream.
And I wasn't even here.
No, I made a mistake. I set the camera up. Before I got a shower and stuff, I set the camera up like 1 hour in advance of the stream.
Right.
Opened it up, got it all ready. Came back and streamed, and it seems in that hour it had frozen or something. So I started the stream, but actually nothing was moving. No audio, no video.
Oh no.
So we had to close it and start it and close it and start it and whatever. So it was not a good start.
Oh, that's too bad. I thought you were going to be upstairs with these.
Yeah, I did too. I was going to do it upstairs, but then I realized after I finished doing the embossing, I need the microscope to take out the mulberry bark scraps.
Got it.
So I was going to do the embossing in like 15 minutes, then move on to mulberry bark scraps, and it's now 9:05, and I'm not even halfway through.
Oh no.
Whatever. Let's do this draw.
All right.
I'm going to have to sort of dictate to you what to do.
Yeah, I
First,
haven't seen this
without
before,
breaking
so
the
I don't
stream,
know
can
what
we do this thing with a... Careful with that black cord. I think we're okay.
We've been distracting Dave. Hello everyone, good morning.
Okay, what I did was last night, I went to the Twitch chat box where people send us emails and questions.
Right,
I went back right to the beginning of when we started streaming,
Right.
late August. And I extracted from the question box right up until yesterday every question that had been asked. I dumped it all into a text file,
Okay.
sorted it, pulled out duplicates, and what I've got
Yeah.
is a list of email addresses.
Oh, great.
Of all the email addresses that people used when they asked questions.
Yeah.
And they're in a text file
Okay.
called twitchers.txt.
Okay.
And then and then I went to random.org, reopened my account there, which I'd used years ago for doing similar drawings
Okay.
whenever we're giving stuff
Yeah.
away. But I couldn't finish it because I wanted to finish it on stream, and it
Right.
logged me out. So
Oh no.
it's okay, whatever, fair enough.
gotta-
But it's all ready, it's all prepared.
Okay, are you in Safari then?
It'll do it. Yeah, do it in Safari.
Okay. Just one.
And there should be a tab already for random.org.
Got it.
Got it?
Yep.
You'll have to log in. The login name is Woodblock. The password is our usual.
Okay.
And whether it threw away what I did last night or whether it kept it, I'm not sure. There should be a list of your current...
Log in now on the account page.
Yeah, okay. So go back to third-party draw service. And there should be a list of the ones I've done over the years.
So use the service or learn more?
Use the service, I guess, whatever, or show my... Here we are.
Okay.
Is the top one still there? Did it throw it away?
Top one, it was 2015.
So it threw away the one I did last night. Okay, we need to start a new one. Here you go.
Okay, hold it. Great.
Hold a new draw.
Okay. Enter a title.
Whatever. Twitch. Do something that we can remember later.
Yeah.
And the deal about these draws is what it is we put in a bunch of email addresses, but they've promised, never to use them for spam and stuff like that.
Right.
But what it is after you've announced your draw, here are the 5 winners. Other people say, well, maybe my name wasn't in there. How do I know my name wasn't in there or so?
Yeah.
So the thing has a service where after the draw is done, there's a page where everybody can go. We'll send them a link. Where everybody can go. And they put their email address in, and it will check to see, yes, you were in the draw.
You were in the drawing.
So we,
you didn't win.
the point being, it confirms that, we're people who don't trust us. We just pick the 5 names I want to get this thing.
Yeah, we weren't ripping them off.
No, we actually do this draw. Anyway, continue. What's the next step there?
Okay, a list of other identifiers, that's what we want.
Yep.
Instead of friends on Facebook.
No.
No. List the entrance, upload as plain text file?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
browse for it, and it's in. I think it's in the download folder. It's probably called Twitchers.txt, I think.
Okay. There it is.
Yeah.
Do you know how many there are, or is
It's going to watch.
Okay.
It's going to do.
Someone asked. So,
yeah, it's going to tell us all, and it searches for duplicates automatically.
Nice.
Just move along there to the next step.
Proceed. 211 email addresses.
Yeah,
Whoever
something
asked
like
how
that.
many.
Yeah.
So it says 211.
I wasn't sure about this because that includes people who just like asked one question back last August,
Yeah.
as opposed to people who've been constantly watching every day and stuff like that.
Right.
But I don't know. Can I balance it that way? I mean, there's heavy fans and there's medium fans and there's just casual fans, and now all of those addresses are going to go together in one list. But I don't know. I think that's the only way we can do this. You know.
Although you did reserve a couple, is that correct?
So I've taken we made 11. 2 are no good is 9. 1 I'm keeping for myself. That means 8. And there's 3. And the 3 I thought was the guys making the bot.
Yep.
I don't know, the guy's doing all the pages, the back page, moving Facebook to the blog, and then the person who set up the fan page.
Okay.
Which also is an email from him for you upstairs. That leaves 5. And then all I can say is just randomly among all the people who have taken the time and trouble to watch the streams and ask questions.
Okay.
So that's what's in there. 200 of them, is it? What did it say?
211. So should I hit proceed?
Yeah, it'll ask you how many to pick. We have to tell it pick 5. Is that the next stage? I don't remember that.
Yeah, next page. What type of drawing do you want this to be? Entrant accessible, where they can verify the participation, but cannot be the full entrant list? Private, public, or test drawing?
Yeah, well, not public, because that puts all email addresses public. So do it.
Yeah,
where
the
people
entrant accessible.
Yeah, if they want to. I mean, if nobody trusts me, I hope people trust me. But anyway,
Yeah. Here we go. Draw 5, right?
Yeah, draw 5.
Here we go. Okay, it's going to send a summary and charge your account.
Yeah, I think it's $5 to do one of these drawings or something.
Yeah. Okay. We've got some names. Should I just read them aloud?
I don't know. These are email addresses, are they, or names?
It shows names, but one has an email address probably because there was no name associated with it.
So wherever there were names, it's name plus email address in brackets, and where there wasn't a name, it was just the email address.
Okay. Trying to decide what's the best way to do this.
I don't know. What's the best way to do this?
Everybody panic here. Who is it? Let's see. Where are you guys?
Should it be public? Do we put them into the chat here, or I don't know, or just speak them, or I'm not sure how to do this.
Can we know the lucky ones? Well, one. Here, do you want to see the list?
No, I don't want to see it because I don't want to have any. But if we put them in the list, are these people going to get hassled or something? We shouldn't publicize email addresses.
Right.
So how do we do this? Am I just trustable? You and I will send emails to these people once the stream is over.
I can give partial names.
Tony, what you can do is that the Random must have given you a link to send to people so that they can verify if their email is in the list.
Okay.
Or chosen. In fact, that'll be it. That link, people type their email address and it'll say you were in but you weren't chosen, or you were in. It'll do that.
Okay.
So send that link to the stream.
Pull that up in your email then.
Right?
No.
Is there a URL? How does it work?
Find out. How does that work? We should have fun. I said they were going to send it to your email address, but now I don't see it.
Oh, I might have used Mokuhankan. So
Could be.
in that case, go to Chrome.
Oh, here it is. It arrived.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
So what is it? It's a.
And full record here. Okay.
So what's up?
Okay. So I pulled up the page. I'm going to send it to them. I just wanted to see that I understood what the page was.
Good. So what? People get a link. They can pop.
Anyone can look at this, but they have to enter a CAPTCHA to prove they're human, and then their own email address or their name, and then
the one that they used to
ask you a question.
Yeah.
So send this your way, and then here we go. Boom.
Let's test this then and see what happens. And
Should I do a quick run with one that I know won?
Or I guess they're going to test it, whatever. Yeah. Or it's up to you, whatever you think.
Here we go. That doesn't make sense. When I entered the name that I received, it doesn't show up. But probably the email address.
Yeah, I think email address is the key, I think. Or do you have to do the whole thing, name plus email address? Surely not.
Surely not. There we go. Sorry, this is a little harder than I expected. Let's see if this one will give it to me.
Maybe it wants the whole...
Okay, yes. So if you give the email address, that should...
Without names?
Probably. Because it only gave me a partial result on some, like someone's nickname that was associated with the email address. When I searched just the nickname, it did not give it to me, but I don't know that person's email address. From here, I need to find it in your...
The Twitchers file?
Yeah, that Twitchers file.
So what does it need for input? The exact same string that was used?
I think not. So I'm going to test that using just that person's email address. Go from there.
Copy the chat now.
Okay, yeah. Looks like they need the whole string.
Oh! Well, nobody's going to remember what string they used when they sent a question.
So when I check, I'll just give partial names so they aren't fully identifiable, but they should be able to recognize it from themselves.
Huh?
Or at least they can email it. So I can announce the names without giving the entire name, because there probably aren't too many people with the same last name or the same nickname.
Oh, you mean for the winners?
Yeah, from the winners.
Whatever, up to you.
Okay, we've got... Now I've got to find it again. Oh,
that's
I clicked the wrong tab.
You've
so
activated.
I played some bronze. Okay, sorry. Why did it play again? There we go. Sorry. Where's the list? Okay, we have Moose. If Moose is on here, you win. Someone with the last name Stein. If you think it might be you, email us and we'll verify who you are. To give a partial email address, it's pretty easy to identify if you own this address, but I won't give the whole thing, so it's not handing it out. SOXML, and I'll stop there. It's a long string, so that's not gonna... SOX, like the Red Sox or the White Sox baseball teams, something like that, probably. Last name Reid, R-E-I-D. Someone with the name Oli, O-L-I. So I'll write those down with partial names, so I'm not giving out personal information for everyone, but it should help you to figure it out. Got Moose. And one more. Okay, there they are. If you... Whoa. Those are supposed to be separated by lines, but it just put a space between them. So, those are all the names. Give us an email if you think it might be you, or if you know it's you.
And we'll need physical addresses to send the prints, of course.
Yes, so send us your real address, because we can't just take a picture of the print. That doesn't help you at all.
So when we're finished here, you're going to send emails to these 5 people, of course.
Yep. Reach out to them. And when can you buy them, people are asking.
That's a good question. I know. I looked at the blocks yesterday. I've got to do a bit of a touch-up on the background block. Some of the places it's a bit too much to get tamari. I didn't cover enough. So I've got to touch up the blocks. And then it's a question of scheduling it. I know, just everybody upstairs is so busy. Suga-san's busy making the boss fights prints. Aimi-san probably has some time to do it. Or maybe me. What I could do is, remember, we were doing owls in December.
Yep.
It's time for me to just get back to the printing bench upstairs and make some more of those. So I think people would like me to do some more.
Yeah.
So let me schedule that for, next week or something.
Okay.
And one of these streams next week, I'll be making some of those.
Great. Cool. So they will be in the shop again.
Yes,
This wasn't a 5 prints limited edition ending there.
No. And actually, it's interesting too, because looking at the prints now, I see there's a few places I have to touch up.
Mm-hmm.
So those 5 will be clearly identified as streamed. They've got the number on the back, and I'll put a letter together with them.
Got it.
Sort of a provenance documentation letter, so people will know what they are. And then somewhere within a couple of weeks, they'll be in the shop.
Okay.
So they'll be in the shop.
Great. We've got a couple other questions. If that's okay. Oh yeah, still have about 10 minutes. Are you okay? Do you want to?
I'm actually done the work now. Yeah,
I've
done the work.
Okay. Let's see. Will there be a redraw if some people don't claim the prints?
I guess we have to get rid of the prints.
Yeah, we've got to get rid of them somehow.
We can't contact one of those people or 2 of those people. We'll just we can go back to the same file and put it through random and draw 2 more.
Okay.
I guess, or
Sounds
whatever.
Great. One said, "I'd like the lady in the water print before you get the octopus." So this will definitely be done.
Absolutely. The
earlier.
carving is done. It's just a question of sending it to the printers. Yeah, absolutely. Octopus is going to be still a way away.
Yeah. And what's the price? People are saying about 30. Is that right?
It'll be $30. It'll be a normal print in the Hunger Club section.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So.
Great.
And it'll come back. We'll do a story for it. It'll be gift wrapped. It'll be the normal.
Okay.
The normal
Excellent. Let's see. Anything else? If you won, will you have received an email already? No, not yet, but I will send that.
This morning sometime. Yep. So
we'll get to it. Anything else? I think that covers most things that have been recently said. So, anything you want to add?
Well, I think wrap up for today. Tomorrow's stream will be... Tomorrow's stream might be a bit interesting. I know Ayumi-san has been doing some more test printing on Doi Hunger Company blocks while I was in Canada. And she's identified some of the block sets that are just impossible. There's just too much work. We can't use them. They're just worn out. Yep. But she's identified 2 or 3 block sets that are very, very nice. We can make good prints out of them. But they need a bit of touch-up and repair. They've been chipped or a bit. So tomorrow's stream will be actually, what did she do? She moved the camera here.
There you go.
Am I in?
Partially.
Not quite. Sorry, with tomorrow's stream, if I'm still alive tomorrow, it's going to be fixing. I'm tired. Whatever. What can I say? I'm still on jet lag with it. Tomorrow's stream will be fixing some older wood blocks. I know the Doi Hunger Company blocks that Ayumi-san has been testing the last few days. She's found some that are really printable, that look really nice, but there's a few issues. They have to be wedged and shimmed and stuff like that. So tomorrow will be a block repair session. I'll get some tools ready. We'll have the blocks ready. And that's what will be happening tomorrow morning. Right here at this bench, it'll be block repair on a set of blocks from the 1940s or 1930s or whatever it is. So that's happening tomorrow. Thanks very much, guys. And I guess it's about time for me and Cameron to sign off.
Yep.
He hasn't seen it yet overnight. A ton of emails and stuff.
Yeah, I actually looked at them on the train.
Oh, of course, you have access.
Yeah,
so.
exciting.
Okay.
Cool.
Let's get to our computer screens this morning, sir.
All
Get
right.
to it. Oh,
Have a good night.
thanks,
day,
guys. I have no
afternoon.
idea what's been in the chat. Whatever.
Yeah.
We'll have a look at it. Poke through.
Okay.
Oh, also, one more
And-
thing to mention. Great Wave, we're going to... Have you signed off yet?
Nope.
The Great Wave waiting list is, like I said, it's up to 190 people or whatever. Once I finish checking these today, the first 40 people or so will be getting a notice. Hi, we've got some Great Waves ready. If you do want it, get over to the order page and pick it up.
Okay.
So that'll be happening sometime today after he's finished the previous batch of emails. So,
Okay. Thanks. I'm going to hit stop streaming
yep,
now.
let's go. Let's sign it off. Let him down gently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.